Well, hello and welcome back to the Hubbard Family History Channel, covering the Hubbard family clan of Clay County, Kentucky. In this series of videos, and this is number 54, we're going to cover the history and genealogy of the Hubbard family from pre-800 Viking times all the way up to today's times. This week we're going to continue with Mom's side of the family, Edith Centers. Her side is focusing on her father's side. This is a supplemental video to Generation 15 back, 13th great grandparents. Some more information came to light, and then evidently I left some out inadvertently. So let's watch this pre-recorded video and see what we can find out. Okay, let's get into it. Last time, or back in video 50, we in part 1 we got to Air Apollonia, and then I missed a bunch of these, so that's what this is all about here. So I'll start going through it and try to keep it straight. We had the Reverend John A. Mills. His father was Morris Mills Miles, and know exactly how, sir, so more royalty, born in 1542, died 1596 in Gloucester, England. His wife was Elizabeth Sly, born in 1541 and died in 1572, so she's only 31 years old. Okay. And we go over to Reverend Mills' wife, Mary Jane Farrington. Her father, all we know is his name was Thomas Farrington. Her mother, Thomas's wife, was the Lady Alice Hill de French, born 1542 and died in 1631 in England, so more royalty there. Then we go to Robert Cruz. His father was John Cruz, born in 1520, died in 1577. That's all we know. He was married to Anne Keynes, and that's all we know about her. Robert Cruz's wife, Margaret Prossett Cornu. Her father was William Crane Cornu, born in 1540 and died in 1599 in Shropshire, England. Married to Alice Bryant, born December 1st of 1540 and died in 1621, so she was 81 years old. Okay, and we go to Nicholas Tempest. His father was Sir John Tempest of Bracewell, a knight. He's born in 1550 and died in Bracewell there. Married to Alice Sherborne, born in 1550 in Yorkshire. We don't know anything else about her. Nicholas's wife, Margaret Pilkington. Her father was Charles Pilkington, born in 1540 in Cambridgeshire, died in 1598. His wife was Jane Lucan, and born in 1539 or 1549, probably 39, died in 1601 in England. And we go to Sir Nicholas Williams. His father was Sir John William Sevier Williams, born 1540 and died in 1599, so more royalty. His wife was Joanne Haynes, born 1545, died in 1595. Sir Nicholas's wife, the Lady Agnes Hardinge. Her father was Sir Robert Nicholas Hardinge, born 1540, died in 1591. His wife was the Lady Alice or Marjorie Adderley, born 1540, died in 1606. Next we have Jeffrey Francis. Don't know who his father was. Looks like his mother was Suzanne or Susanna Woolhouse, born 1560, died 1586, so she died rather young. Jeffrey's wife, Edith, so here's an Edith. Her father was Michael Rivers, born 1560, died in 1620, and his wife was Patty Wilson, born 1564, died in 1608. And we go to Johannes Gatley. His father was John Gatley, born 1540, died in 1628, so 88 years old. Married to Joanne Susanna Cowper, born 1550, died in 1624. Johannes's wife, Margaret Westerby, was born. Her father was Thomas Westerby, born in 1555, died in 1618. His wife was the Lady Cecilia Ann Knowles, and that's about all we know about her. And I'm sorry, Nicholas Williams. That was Margaret Westerby, I'm sorry. Nicholas Williams, his father was William Oscar Williams. That's all we know about him. And married to Jane Shepherd, born 1560, died 1625. Don't have any information on his wife, Anne. Then we have Captain Thomas the Immigrant Osborne. His father was Jeremiah Haramy Osborne, born 1570, died in 1620 there in England. His mother, Jeremiah's wife, was the Lady Joanne Constance Wyborne. She was born in 1571 and died in 1620. Then we have no information on who Captain Osborne's wife was. Joseph Benford, his father was John Benford, born 1584 and died in 1644 there in London. His wife was Judith Blower, born 1576 and died in London. We don't know the date there. Joseph Benford's wife, Susanna Jessup. Her father was Robert William Jessup, born 1585, died in 1665 in Virginia. So one of the colonists there, lived to be 80, so pretty good old man. His wife, Susanna Gillette, born 1588, died about 1679, so she was like 91 years old. So, and we didn't have anything on William Smead or his wife Judith. And we go to Captain John Chappell. His father was John Thomas Chappell, born 1570, died in 1649 in England, so 79 years old. He was married to Dorothy Foote, born 1571, died in 1647, so she lived to be 76 years old. Captain John's wife, Mary Polly Barker. Her father was Captain William Barker. That's all we know about him. Married to Mary Marina Elizabeth Langhorne, born 1577 and died in 1660. So she was like 83, and she came over to the colonies, died there in Virginia. Then we go to Lieutenant Colonel Bannister. His father was John Ashfold Bannister, born 1558 and died in 1617 in Sussex, England. Don't know who his wife was, who the colonel's mother was. Don't know anything about Lady Bowling, colonel's wife. Then we go to John Coffey. His father was Hugh O'Kebtha Coffey, born in 1525 in Ulster County, Ireland, and died in 1585 there in Ulster County. Married to Sarah Lou Curtis, probably Curtis, but hard to tell. John Coffey's wife, Agnes Montgomery. Her father was Lord Hugh, the 3rd Earl of Eglinton Montgomery, born 1530, died in 1585 there in Scotland. Was more Scottish, married to Agnes Drummond, and that's all we have on her. Nothing on Thomas Quayle or his wife Kath Kelly or John Jolie or the lady, I'm sure that's Elizabeth Ranchie, Nothing on Lawrence Swettingham or Elizabeth Oldfield or Edward Manwaring. We get to Alice de Bogie, Edward's wife. Her father was Robert de Bogie, born 1478 and died 1536 in England, married to Alice Sanford. That's all we know about her. And we go to Sir Knight William Gorsuch, and his father was the Lord Humphrey Gorsuch, born 1510, died in 1545. So young man there in Lancashire. England, married to Emma Hilson, born 1512, died in 1545 there in England. Sir Knight's Gorsuch's wife was Alice Hilson. Her father was Robert Hilson, born 1522, died in 1583. Her mother was Margaret Joan Blackburn, the Lady Hilson, born in 1522, died in 1623, so 101 years old. Always like to see some old people in the generation. And we go to Sir John W. Hall. His father was Thomas Hall, born 1479, died in 1533 there in England, married to a woman named Margaret, and that's all we know about that. Sir John's wife, Sophie Brown, her father was John Brown, born 1511, died on the 29th of December 1570 in London, married to Christian Priscilla Clark, born 1515, died in 1558 in London, so not very old there. Then we go to William Place. His father was Christopher Place, born 1515 in Mildenhall, England, died in 1560, married to Mary or Anna Parker, born 1517, died in 1567. William Place's wife, Margaret Parker, her father was John Parker, born in 1520 in Extwistle, England, died 1634. If those dates are right, he was 114, so way up there, probably not the top, but way up there. And his wife was Margaret. That's all we know about her. And we go to Sir Richard Sherwood. His father was Sir Edmund Thomas Sherwood, born 1548 and died in 1632 in New York. So more royalty, married to the Lady Alice Berkshire Gunnell, born 1547, died in 1620 in Sherwood. His wife, Margaret Baldwin, father was William Baldwin, born in 1540, died in 1611, married to Margaret Ray Finot, born 1540, died in 1613. And we go to the Lord John Graves, the mayor of York. His father was John Robert de Graves. He was the second lieutenant, and he was the mayor of York as well, married to the Lady Jane Ann Greenhurst, born in 1493, died in 1562 there in London. And his Lord Graves' wife is the Lady Agatha Greenhurst. Her father was Gervase Greenhurst, born 1500, died in 1560. Her mother, Gervase's wife, was the Lady Michelle Bouchard, born 1500, died 1561. And we go to Sir William Blagrove. His father was Sir Richard Blagrove, born 1508, died in 1550. So only 42 years old, married to Elizabeth Hadelstone. No information on Joan, Sir William's wife. Then we go to Captain Joseph Croshaw. His father was Major Joseph Raleigh Croshaw. That's all we know about him. Married to Unity Ursula Daniels, born 1520, died in 1570. It said in Virginia, but Virginia wasn't settled up in the early 1600s, so that's not correct. And that, of course, they list her as also his wife, captain's wife's name, so that's some misinformation there. Charles Davenport, you see this green, it lists a hint, but it shows his parents as being like six years old and 7 years old, so I discounted that. His wife, the Lady Hartford, her father was John Hartford, born 1500, died in 1559. His wife, Anne Scrope, born 1501, died in 1573 there in England. Then we go to Mary Abington, which we didn't know. Her husband, her father was Richard Abington, and he was born 1518, died in 1545. Married to the Lady Jocosa or Joyce Shirley, and that's all the information we have on her. And we have Thomas Tillett. Her father was Tom Tillett, born in 1520, died in 1561, so 41 years old. His wife, Sarah Taylor, born 1523, died in 1573, so she lived a little longer than he did. Thomas Tillett's wife was Jane Lamb. Her father was Richard Thomas Lamb, born 1490, died 1580, so 90 years old. Married to Winifred Grisling, born 1510, died in 1582. Then the next one, we don't have anything on Mitchell Burleson, which I think if you go back and look at video 50, we didn't, and we had picked back up. The rest of these on out were covered in video 50. Emmanuel Paltrow was the last one we talked, or was the last one in this line that we talked about. So that's it for this week, and that finishes out the 15th generation. Well, hopefully you found out some new information there. Had another couple 100-year-old people there in their line, some more royalties, so some interesting information there. Hope that you share it with others. This week's sponsor is one that maybe you can do without, or maybe you like this. It's called Backseat Driver. So let's see what this is all about. So let's watch this video.
Imagine having the perfect driving buddy right in your backseat. Meet the Backseat Driver, your ultimate companion for every road trip. Picture this. You're cruising down the highway, and instead of silence, you've got someone sharing stories, playing your favorite tunes, and keeping the vibe alive. It's like having your best friend right there, but even better because they're all about making your journey enjoyable. With the Backseat Driver, you get personalized playlists, trivia games, and even navigation tips. No more awkward silences or endless scrolling through your phone. It's designed to keep you entertained and engaged, making those long drives feel like a breeze. Comes in 3 voices: drunk buddy, noisy kid, or shrill woman. The best thing, if it bothers you too much, you can turn it off. Warning, you cannot turn off while the vehicle is in motion. Backseat Driver, or BSD, will helpfully suggest where you can go. Trust me, once you try it, you'll wonder how you ever drove without it. Ready to elevate your driving experience? Don't wait, check out the link and bring the fun back to your road trips.
Okay, well, hopefully you can use that. Next week, good Lord willing, we'll continue with Mom's side of the family, get into the 16 generations back, the 14th great-great-grandparents on Hubbard-Senters' father's side. See where we can go with that in video number 55. Till then, dear friends, share us on Facebook, be kind to one another, stay safe, stay well. Number 1, stay Hubbard. Peace out.